What is up, everyone? JD here. I hope you're doing well today. We're going to be doing my full review of the Tempest Knives Jetstream. Let's get into it. All right, so what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be doing some size comparison, profile, the weight. Then we'll jump into the review and we'll wrap it up with disassembly and maintenance. I have gotten feedback that people prefer that I do the disassembly and maintenance separate, so I may go back to that so people can find it a little bit more easily. They may already own the knife and not really interested in the review. I do try to condense and combine those so that people can get all the information in one stop, and also a lot of people don't come back for the review anyway. I prefer to keep them together. You guys let me know down in the comments, which do you prefer? Do you like the full review and then when I do the disassembly and maintenance, or do you like them separated so they're a little bit easier to find? I feel like if I'm consistent and I do all of it as review and disassembly and maintenance, you'll be able to get all the information in one stop video. All right, let's get into the size comparisons, because this is a full-size knife. Here it is against the Para 3 and the Spyderco Shaman. So definitely more in line with the Shaman, 100% more of full-size knife. Let's move the Para 3 out of the way, and we'll bring in the Miguron Moyorl. This one here, more of a medium-sized comparison. So getting close to the size of the Jetstream, but not the exact same size. And we'll go ahead and bring out another budget comparison, and that is going to be the Civivi Baltusk. And as you can see, it's very comparable to the Baltusk. Let's do a thickness profile comparison so you can get an idea of like how will it feel in hand, how's it going to carry in pocket. I really do like doing that as well, so guys, so everybody out there can get a good idea. And I would say very comparable to the Baltusk. They seem like the same thickness. I don't know how well that is coming through on video, but hopefully it's coming through very well. And then very comparable to the Shaman. So good thickness. They do have contoured scales, which we'll jump into here in just a second. All right, let's do weight on the knife. This is titanium with a steel liner lock, titanium hardware throughout, and it is full size. So I expect this to be close to that 5-ounce range. Yeah, 4.9 ounces. Not bad, honestly, if you think about the fact that it is a full size knife with titanium and a steel liner lock, right where I was expecting it to be. All right, let's go ahead and jump into my thoughts and impressions. I did try to clean this up a little bit so it was pretty for the video today. I was using it yesterday to break down some stuff that came in from Amazon, and it's got my oily fingerprints all over it. Let me grab a cleaner cloth. Hold on 1 second. The only reason I do want to clean it up is because I love this voltage color on knives. It's really pretty when it's not oiled up. It's very, very pretty. Okay, so for the ergonomic piece, because as soon as I start to touch it again, which is what happens with anodized stuff, it doesn't keep that color. But as you can see, it's a very beautiful, vibrant blue. I think this is somewhere between 30 and 34 voltage as far as what I know from doing it myself. Really pretty. You got micro milling lines on here that are very hard to detect, very hard to see from any sort of distance. You got to get close to it to see it, and it really does add to the ergonomics of this knife. It makes it feel secure in hand. It gives a little bit of texture to grip onto when you're holding it, which I really do like. And then they also added that same milling to that lock bar insert, so it goes throughout the knife, and it has the matching lines for the lock bar inserts, which I really do appreciate. We're onto the side that I didn't clean that's oily. You got a nice titanium pocket clip. It's very well done, even though it is short. It goes in and out of the pocket very nicely. Damn, I forgot to grab my organizer. Hold on. I'm sorry, slacking a little bit there. Trying to keep it clean as long as I can, but as soon as I touch it, it's going to go back. So these are not quite as thick as jeans, but I just wanted to demonstrate how well it goes in and out of the pocket. Just a little a little push pushes it past the top and gets it in there. This is probably not as sturdy as a pair of jeans that you're wearing that fit on you, but it does go in and out of the pocket nicely. The micro milling doesn't play a factor for it coming out, and it comes back over the seam really well. Yeah, let me set this back. over here on the table out of the way because I got all kinds of stuff on here. You got a titanium backspacer, lanyard hole back here, again lock bar. Filler tab here is also titanium, and you got really a nice looking captive pivot style, not anything overdone. I like it a lot. The deployment, nice detent. We're doing the disassembly here at the end, so I haven't done anything to this knife. This is the factory setting here, I guess, for lack of a better description, or factory tune. It feels really good on the flipper tab, nice and stout. For the reverse flick, it feels good. Not strong, but definitely not weak. It's right in that medium wheelhouse, which I think allows this to basically be almost a guillotine. It's not quite a guillotine, but man, it's close. And I think the more I have it, the more it'll break in, the more it'll be a guillotine. Ergonomically, this, while it may not be a wow factor as far as looks, or a turn off factor, it's very neutral, right? Very neutral ergos. It's rounded here out towards the back, which I really appreciate that it's not super thin up here because it feels very comfortable in hand. And we'll show that here in a second. When I was doing the cut test, it was just so comfortable in hand. When I was breaking down packages yesterday, very comfortable. It's got a nice spot here to land on, 4-finger grip plus some space, which I really do appreciate. Slightly contoured, so it feels just nestles in the hand. Really good job with that part of it. The jimping on here I do appreciate, because when I was out here with the packages, getting them opened out on the thinner part of the blade, I was able to get in there really easy with this tall flat grind, and it's almost a spear point, so I was able to get in there very easily. And then when I was going across the top of the packages, worked very well for me with the larger hands. Nice pinch grip position, perfect for me. If you have medium-sized hands, this is definitely going to feel a little bit bigger. I would look at the Tempest Microburst. If you have medium-sized hands, that's going to be more up your alley. That's going to be more of a small, medium EDC, like the Para 3. That's going to be right in your wheelhouse. The static wash on here that Kubi did on this, who is the OE, I think I'm just now mentioning that for the first time. They do a good job with their static wash. Nice factory edge. Not the best, but it was good. It was good. It had a little bit of tearing going through there, and I think that's just because the edge angle was a little bit high. This is probably like a 24 or 25 degree angle, so it feels like it's tearing when it goes through there, and this is thin enough behind the edge where you can drop this down to like a 20. Even I would say a 19 would be a good edge angle for this one. It's going to give you good edge retention, and it's still going to be strong. It's not going to chip as easy. I really like that about 154 cm. Corrosive resistant, tough, ease of sharpening, good edge retention, very well rounded. It outperforms 14C28N and 154 Nitro V. It is 154 cm. Outperforms those steels a lot. Let's talk about the action. Again, really smooth bearings. I would not even feel like I need to upgrade this. It's incredible how nice this feels, how smooth it is, and as it breaks in more and more, it's going to get even better. And I will be very curious when I disassemble this, clean it, and throw my own lube on it, how it'll perform. A little bit of lock stick, but I noticed that as soon as I clean the lube off back here and clean the debris off of it, that goes away. So that just lets me know some oil got onto the lock bar, which we'll address here with the disassembly in a moment. The performance of the cutting, I ran this through the paper, and again, it cut through the paper fine. It felt a little bit like the edge needed to be laid back just a little bit more, but it was not awful. It performed good. When it went through the cardboard, that felt really nice. It went like a laser beam through the cardboard. Very comfortable in hand while I was cutting through the cardboard. No hot spots. I really do feel like this is designed to be a premium-esque work knife. I really do like that about this one. And again, I love 154 cm, and Kubi did a good job with the edge as far as how it feels going through the material itself. Very, very comfortable. Access to the lock bar is good. I missed that when we were talking about ergos. I'm able to easily get into that from the side. Is easily able to pull up to disengage, and it is even easy to just do the little European slide and close maneuver. So really good job with the lock bar access and no sacrifice at all as far as how it feels. They did a good job keeping the titanium up and keeping all of the steel here for the lock bar insert disengaged. You're getting all of this. I know it looks like on the website it says it was 130. I think that is going to be the final price. Don't hold me to that because I can't remember what Tempest Knives said about that one. But what you're getting here, all titanium, steel lock bar insert, titanium pocket clip that is reversible with a filler tab, 154 cm with a really good blade shape for work and cutting. This is definitely a working premium knife, meaning like I would not hesitate to use this for everyday task. Nice full size knife. It's very comfortable. This one to me reminds me of what Spyderco does, right? Spyderco doesn't go out there for the looks. A lot of people think Spydercos are ugly, but Spydercos are all about the steel, the performance, and the ergonomics, and that is exactly what the Jetstream feels like to me. It's all about ergonomics and performance. That's what this is first and foremost present on the knife. It's not out here to win beauty contests. It's out here for function over form, if that's the right saying. But that's definitely the vibes that it gives for me, and I've really enjoyed, performing, breaking down boxes, packages, cutting tasks, things of that nature. Really, really, for the money, excellent value. I think that they were able to bring in the titanium for this. All right, I'm gonna bring everything out here, and we're gonna do the disassembly and maintenance for you guys. All right, so we are on the mat now, getting ready for the disassembly. A couple things that I didn't mention before. All T8 hardware, so the disassembly is going to be really easy. And just a reminder, in the comments, let me know, do you like this all in one video? I feel like it gets a better response, but I have gotten feedback from folks that are looking just for disassembly videos. They prefer to get right into the disassembly. So I'm totally cool with that. I definitely prefer to do it in the format that is best for everyone out there. So 3 bolts to disassemble. It does not look like that second bolt is anything. And because, well, no, it actually is the liner lock. So the liner lock is on that side. I am going to go ahead and take it all the way down. So we're going to disassemble it, starting with the pocket clip. T8, again, hardware, WeHa bits. Those are linked down in the description below. Ooh, that feels like, let's see here. That feels like a Chicago style screw. Because when I went to disassemble it, did I feel something? Yeah, this might actually go all the way through. Yeah, it goes all the way through. Okay, I'm glad I disassembled that. 100% all titanium. It's not sticking to the magnet at all. My oil is all over the knife. So I am glad that I did that. It is a Chicago style screw filler tab here. You can see that it's starting to come out. There's no, and it makes sense, right? There's no steel liner on the other side for that to screw into. So yeah, that does make sense now that I'm getting into it. All right, we got the second body screw undone here. We'll take the pivot out. Let me just make sure that I get a nice flat. It's a little shallow, not awful, a little shallow. I would like to see that a little bit deeper. Good size screw here, has thread locker on it, but we have everything that we have off to disassemble this. Let's see how easily it comes apart. Not too easy, so I'm thinking that might be because of the lock bar. Let's see here. Am I missing something? Is there another screw? No, it's coming off. Okay, no, it came off very easily. Yeah, and you can see, hopefully, you can see the oil that's there on the lock bar. That is 100%, I'm confident now, that is what is causing it to stick. So let me get underneath of it. I think I'm off screen, I'm sorry. To clean that, we'll go ahead and clean the washer off. I am going to, it doesn't really need it, but I am just going to give it a little bit of a bend here. It looks like it's just one bolt holding that in, and I'm just going to check it. Yeah, so just be careful with that. I am going to move the lanyard pin over to the other side. It looks like it's, yeah, 5mm 1/16 or 3/64, whatever the standard size is. I should really just leave the tool out in here because I'm always having to pull it out of the bin. Where is my, there it is. Yeah, 1/16, 5mm 1/16. It looks like it. Yeah, 5mm. Yeah, 1/16. So 5mm 1/16 ball. For anyone that wants to upgrade to the skiffs, the bearings feel good. The action feels good. I'm just gonna roll with what's in there. Let me go ahead and clean up the knife. I'm going to add my own lube. The lube that I use and the dispenser that I use, those are all linked down below, and you can see the lines already forming on the blade, hopefully. I can't see it. Let me see. There you go. Definitely can see it now. The circuit board cleaners that I use, those are linked down below. I like those to get into the nooks and crannies of the knife to make sure that it's clean. I went to use that on a Civivi earlier and I couldn't even get any dirt on it. Whee. Oh. Uh-oh. Let me set that aside. Wow. The other thing that's nice about these is they come right out. Oh, it's just dirty. I was like, for a second, I panicked a little bit because I thought that one of the ceramic balls had fallen out, but it's just dirty. It needs to be cleaned up. Clean the pivot up. Kubi does a good job with theirs. They do. I like the style that they do. They have the slash on here, and the way that that fits over here is it lays right into that part there. So I like that. Let me go ahead and get this all cleaned. Get the oil out of here to make sure, A, that it doesn't get all over the handle again, and B, that it does not, oh wait, which way was it? Oh, it's the back side. So the flat slash lays in the back. I think I just spun it. Yeah. So not quite there. Which way does it need to go? There we go. So when you have it in the slash correctly, it'll lay flat. We'll clean the handles up here in a second when we're done with the maintenance. I got too much oil in my hands right now. Yeah, it was just a little dirty. Just a little dirty. All right, so now grab your lube of choice. Again, I do like Hops gun oil. I feel like if it's gonna survive on high temperature pew-pews without breaking down, I can absolutely trust it on my pocket knives. These here were closed side in the pocket. It was laying like that. What we'll do also while we're here is just hit a little bit of lube on the pivot just to give it that extra buttery smooth action. Go ahead and lay the blade back on it. We're going to put a little drop right there in front of the detemp ball so that it doesn't get on the lock bar. We're going to reinstall our lanyard pin. Whoops. Sorry, big hand problems, guys. Yep, there we go. Laying flat now. Should be good to go. Let's take the last bearing and same thing. Just drop some lube on the balls and roll it around. Yeah, these are the bearings that I don't know if they're all the same, guys, but I always feel like the bearings that come from Kubi are just really nice rollers. They feel well done. I don't know if they do it in their factory themselves or if they're ordering it from the same manufacturer that everybody else is, but it is really nice. Now, there we go. I do struggle a little bit with something moved. What moved? With that pin, and I might just stick it on the other side. Oh, the washer. That's what happened. The washer came out. Okay. Let's see if I can figure out. Oh, it definitely has the track. Oh, I just lost it. Definitely has the track on that side. And I also noticed that my pivot seemed to move a little bit there. So let's do that and reinstall it this way. This stop pin, this lanyard pin seems to move a little bit. So I'm trying to work that down evenly so that I can close it. Yeah, it's definitely leaning forward some. Or back. Or is it just... does it go in a certain way? I did notice one side was longer than the other. Let me try to flip it. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. No, it's not longer. Let me try to stick it on this side first. That might be. Okay. Let's try that and see if by chance, because it didn't really want to come out easily from that side. Let's see. All right, so it's definitely in the hole there. Oh yeah, that just fell into place. Wow. Okay. Okay, and this has rotated now. There we go. Whoop. Not what I meant to do. I'm gonna hold that in place, and I'm gonna install the pivot. I'm struggling a little bit with this knife, which is unusual. It's a very straightforward, simple construction. I wouldn't have thought I would have had an issue, but sometimes when the tolerances are this tight, that is kind of what you run into. Okay, that is very tight. All right, and I'm gonna put the other body screw in, and then we'll check for centering, blade play, and then I'll stick the pocket clip back in. All right, that one was deeper than the other one. All right, so we're perfectly centered. Nicely centered, I shouldn't say perfect, my eyes are not that good. A little bit of blade play, so it does need to be tightened down just a skosh more. Okay. Oh yeah, the action's good. I feel like we're good and centered. Action feels good. Detent feels good. Let's go ahead and get rid of that rattle by reinstalling these screws here. Whoops. And these also are T8. I love that. I don't have to switch anything out, guys. All right, nice and snug. Very tight, actually. Very tight. Very tight. Let's check it again. Ooh, that thing is a guillotine. Looks centered to me. What do you guys think? Looks centered? Looks centered to me. Nice. Oh. Lock stick is completely gone, which lets me know that it was lube on the lock bar. The Hops gun oil is feeling good. A little bit of scraping on the lock bar on mine. Even with it not sticking anymore, it is on a oh, it might have just went away. I just did it 3-4 times in a row. Yeah, it might have just been, yeah, a little, it's a very faint, subtle scrape when you disengage, and it could just be that it needs to break in. Yeah, feels good. There you go. That is the review and disassembly and maintenance of the Temptest Jet Stream. I hope this video was helpful for you. Shout out to everyone out there that leaves the likes, the comments, uses the links, and is subscribed. I love you guys. I appreciate all the support. I hope you have a fantastic week, and until next time, peace.